All right, guys, I'm in civilian clothes. I'm in my home so I can speak freely. I watched a video, and this is no new news to me. I watched a video of another mechanic tearing down a Chrysler 3.6. And the story is, it came in. They have an aftermarket warranty. They approved the radiator job. Obviously, this guy is a master technician. He's not stupid. He put the radiator in, bled the cooling system, went for a road test, noticed the coolant gauge was going up, brought it back to the shop, did a uh, radiator test for hydrocarbons present in the cooling system. It failed the test. Called the warranty company, was back and forth. Excuse me. Told the mechanic to tear down the engine and find out why there's hydrocarbons in the engine. He chased it down to one side of the engine where he suspected that antifreeze was intruding into the cylinders. What more do you need to know when it fails the hydrocarbon test in the radiator? I mean, you don't need to go any further. The engine's got a cracked head, cracked block, or, warped deck, warped head. Something's wrong with it. It's all aluminum engine. Very risky engine to be working on. Warranty company tells him to tear it down. Technician stays a little late in his day to get it shredded so the adjuster can come out the next day. He only tears off one cylinder head and identifies the head gasket that shows the sign and antifreeze that was going into the two cylinders. And it was enough to just cause the engine to overheat. And these situations happen. So the adjuster, mind you, is not a master technician. He's not a master machinist. He's just nothing. He is an outside vendor that they hire that has an opinion, that's just stroking and checking boxes with minimal knowledge of how cars work. Minimal. And he's dangerous. He has a scan tool. So he comes in, announces himself. They say blah, 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 back and forth. And then the adjuster immediately pulls out the card. Well, do you have a straight edge? And he's like, well, aren't you the adjuster? Aren't you supposed to have tools to check an overheating problem? No, my job's not to bring tools. Well, unfortunately, even if an insurance adjuster comes out and checks my roof, he has to bring a ladder, right? Why would I supply an adjuster and a ladder? So that just didn't add up. It's like, if you're going to come out and you're going to say, I'm here to check a cylinder head for straightness, which is completely friggin' stupid today in our world. One, you're not a machinist. Two, you're not a master technician. Three, you're just a third-party company that drives around checking the boxes for the insurance company, verifying what's going on with your minimal knowledge. So that's questionable at that. All an end just to decline a warranty repair. This is just how it goes. So the mechanic goes, are you serious? You don't have a straight edge? You're coming out here for a job? And he's like, no, don't you have a straight edge? And I have a straight edge. I can't tell you the last time I checked an aluminum cylinder head for straightness, because nor do I care. If I suspect there's a problem, off to the machine shop it goes for pressure check, magnaflux, the whole 9 yards. That's not my expertise. We're not a machine shop. We don't have the facilities to say, regardless if it passes the straight edge test, we don't know if there's a crack anywhere. Sometimes the cracks are so small or pinholes you can't see them. That's not what we do. So that's where the warranty companies screw everyone over. Well, just because the head gasket's blown doesn't mean the cylinder head needs work. Are you freaking kidding me? They should say, well, send the cylinder head out and have it checked. By the time you get the cylinder head back, they're going to say, well, it needs to be welded, or it's junk, this, that, and the other thing. It needs a new cylinder head. And all this mechanic was saying was like, hey, dude, this is the problem. It's aluminum engine, aluminum cylinder head. It's been overheated. We want an engine. We're not putting this car back together with just a head gasket. Screw that. He goes, who's paying me for my 6 hours worth of time that was approved to tear it down? He's like, well, I'm just the middleman here, and I just report what's going on. A straight edge means nothing today at all. You are not dealing with a cast iron block and a cast iron cylinder head. Not at all. And to try and provide a quality job for a customer today, for engine jobs that take 10, 20, 30 hours to tear down with timing components, are you kidding me? So I have to agree with this technician. He was getting jerked off. The customer's going to get jerked off. And he didn't care. He's just like, listen, who's paying me for my 6 hours of time that I put into this car? I'll put everything in the box, put it in the car, and push it outside. I don't really care. But I'm not putting this engine back together with just a head gasket. You guys can forget that shit. But it just goes to show that the warranty companies out there, when they send out an adjuster, he's not a master tech or a guy that has any shop experience like you or a machine shop. Like, I'm not a machine shop, nor would I ever do a job unless it was my own for a head gasket slip and slide or pull. That is not a permanent repair. That is not a fix. If you had an iron block engine with an aluminum head, I would still send it out and have it checked, magnafluxed, all that. Make sure that there is no issues with me putting this car back together. And engines of yesteryears were so easy. You could pull a head off a small block Chevy or a Ford or anything like that without timing chains, guides, and sensors and VVTs and all this crazy crap that goes on and engines packed in the bay. It is not like that anymore. And this is where the warranty companies screw you. That's why we don't do warranty engine work. Forget it. It's a waste of time. I don't know how anyone is doing it and making any money. It makes no sense to me. They don't want to pay full labor rate. They don't want to fix anything right. And they don't want to give you any profit on parts. Who in their right mind wants to do any warranty work? Not this dude. We're done with it. We had a customer that had a warranty and it covered calipers. And the brakes were grinding. And the pistons were stuck. There was corrosion all over it. And they were like, oh no, we're just going to send out an adjuster. Okay, for 2 calipers, they're going to send out an adjuster. What does 2 calipers really cost for them? They're not going to pay full price anyway for 2 calipers. So we're just saying they cost me $90 a piece at the parts store. If they looked online, they could probably find them for $40 a piece. What does it cost to have an adjuster come out and look at a job for 2 simple calipers? I don't know. It's got to be $30 an hour, 2 hours. I don't know what these guys make, but was it really worth that to save, I don't know, $120 and piss a customer off? You tied your car up for 2 days. You came out and said, well, it's got pre-existing rust conditions, and that's why we're going to decline the calipers, when the rust external had nothing to do with the internals of the calipers. So even when customers say I have a brake warranty, I'm not interested. Either you're going to pay me or we're going to move on and you're going to find a shop to deal with these jokers, because that's how it is. And that's not all the warranty companies. I've dealt with probably 2 or 3 in my career that were decent. They were for the customer. They wanted you to get it fixed right away. They want to get the customer back in the car without the least amount of problems. Paid you your labor rate. Paid you most of your profit margin, if not all of it. And got it on it. But that is the slimmest. But I see that they're doing it to everybody out here in the industry. I don't know who this random YouTuber was, but just him doing the video, and I've been down that road years ago, where, oh, well, why did the engine fail? Well, the rod's hanging out of it. But why did the engine fail? What the frig does that matter? The rod is hanging out of the engine. Is there oil in it? Well, there's some oil in it because the rest of it came out the side of the block. Well, we want you to tear it down and tell us why the engine failed. The engine has failed. We have to send an adjuster out. Well, he's going to come here and see the rod hanging out of the block, and that's all I'm doing. We're not going any further. We're not wasting any more of my time. Why did the engine fail? Why did the engine fail? They're looking for reasons for you to tell them in their language how to not warranty it, and then when they get there, they're already assessing ways of them to get out of it. That's why when you call it in, you make the claim, and then an adjuster will call you back later because now he has what the problem is with the vehicle, where the vehicle's at, the location and what it costs for the parts that you're telling him that's bad. And then he can start chopping you down and chopping you away. Or he's just going to say, well, it's not covered. So that's how it goes. So I don't trust aftermarket warranty companies, nor should you. Although, with the way the cars are today, you need extra coverage. That's why a new car dealership sells you an additional warranty. Because they already know they're selling you a new pile of crap that's going to have problems that the warranty's not going to cover. So you have a factory warranty on top of another warranty to fill in the gaps for the crap that they're selling you, which is horrible. And to the tune of $60, $100 a month more in your car payment, which is ridiculous. It's just a crappy world we live in today, guys. And dealing with aftermarket warranty companies is horrible. And I wish more people would come up front and tell their stories so that the public is more educated by, how horrible they are. Even with your homeowners and your car insurance, and I've dealt with my shop insurance and my home insurance. It feels like I'm dealing with a con artist every time that you call. Well, isn't that covered? Well, this is covered, but this is specifically not covered under this condition. And if there's no hole in your roof, then we know that there's a leak and it created wood damage and mold damage, but we can't say it was from the roof because there's no hole in the roof that we could see that the problem came from. Well, where did the water come from? It came from the roof. It didn't come from the ground. It came from the roof. And it started coming inside the house, right? Makes sense? But yeah, there's no hole. We can't see that. Yeah, that's the crap I went through. Oh, well, your jet skis were covered, but the trailer is not covered, and this is covered, and that's covered. But, this is a watercraft, and this is the jet ski, and this is a boat. All the double talking bullshit language. All the money you pay for your insurance. And then when you need them, they're not there for you. In California, wait till they see how much that they're not going to get paid for. How many people are going to get screwed? Insurance companies and underwriters and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And flood damage. Oh, it's not covered. Flood and natural disaster and Mother Nature. And it just pisses me off that, that they try to not pay. And that's just horrible. It's just horrible. People are buying these warranties because they want to believe in the product and the services that these people provide, and what they promise is the two-bit hustler. So, and then not have a technician that's on the level come out to you. Yeah, I have a scan tool. That's great. You're even more dangerous now. But I don't have a straight edge, and I'm out here checking an engine like I'm a machinist. Those days are done, dude. Those days are done of checking, trying to come up with a conclusion with a straight edge. He should have said, where's the small block Chevy from 1987 so I can see what this cast iron cylinder head looks like? Even that would go out to the machine shop. When we used to do a lot of this work, I would never pull an engine apart without the heads going out. Never. Never. Not for a customer job. Sorry, it's going to the machine shop. And whatever they say, they say. Valve job, valve guides, valve seats, machine. It is what it is. We need to know that it's right if we're going to get into this. And every time that you do the job right, typically you don't have any problems, right? Makes sense. Do the job right, start to finish, you don't have any problems. So, hopefully this YouTuber's watching. Dude, I know what you're talking about. You have these clowns come out here and screw the customer over and act like they know more than you, and this is what you do for 60 hours a week every day. And he's out there just giving you lip service. And I didn't watch any further. I doubt that he even got that job, because after they went through the straight edge test, I don't think that adjuster even understood what an all aluminum motor with a blown head gasket is. All right, I'm gonna have some more interesting stuff. How about that 2021 Hellcat Red Eye at Meineke Cineminson? Woo, we get some stuff that's got some money tied to it. It's not very often we work on $100,000 cars, but they come in and we work on them. I don't make a big deal about it, but people say that they talk shit on Meineke. It's not Meineke fixing your car, dude. It's a guy like me, Anthony, and a guy like Caleb, and a girl like Rachel or April taking care of you. And the lady with the Durango that was pissing oil out of it, that job actually worked out perfectly fine when we're finished with it. When the customers came to pick it up, we stayed a little late to greet them, and they were like, "Hey, she just had that oil change done. How about that? She just had the oil change done at some money grab skanky shop. Never said nothing to her that the oil's been pissing out the bottom of her car. That's pretty important, right? If somebody at the Quick Lube says, "Hey, are you aware that you're just pissing oil out of your car?" Nope. They changed the oil, grabbed their $90 or $120. That's what it costs for an oil change at a Quick Lube nowadays. $90 to $120. In the door, out the door they went. Now, I believe the sticker was Valvoline. Now, they're not mechanics, and I don't know the quality of the service there. But if it was just done, I'm sure they should be advising some things to people while they were there. But the parents of this other adult said she told us that she would just had the oil change done. They didn't leave the drain plug loose. They didn't leave the oil filter loose. It's cartridge style filter. The oil cooler has been leaking oil for quite some time. So as I said to them, I said, just because you take it into a place and you think that you're getting somebody who cares about you and your vehicle. All they care about is the next job and is it time to go home yet? They're collecting their minimum wage or their $20 an hour or whatever they're getting to do oil changes. They don't care if your wheels are falling off, if the oil's leaking out of it. They're there to change oil, and they don't give a shit. And this is probably exactly what I've been talking about because they said to me she just had her oil change done. And it's not that they did anything wrong other than not advising the customer that their car is falling apart at their feet. So thank God she stopped in to us about just having heat problems. And her father saw that the tire was flat and he's like, what's going on here? And then once we gave him the skinny on the car, he's like, I don't believe this. I said, just tell her to come here. We will keep an eye on the car. And that's what you want. You want a mechanic to keep an eye on your car. Good or bad, you have to know what's going on with your car. All right, that's it. This sinus thing is big time for me. Hopefully, the next couple of days it'll be gone. But yeah, I'm excited. I could give a shit about the Eagles, to be honest with you. Go Philadelphia. Supercross. Oh boy. Whew. I want to see some kick ass this weekend. Let's go. Let's see if Eli Tomac can bring it. Who else is a Supercross fan out here? I'm going to give you the high five, Mr. Plumber out there, where we're going back and forth in our conversation. You're talking to a guy that did new construction plumbing. I loved it. Loved it. We didn't mess with turds and piss and urine. It was all new stuff when we did it. And it was all a rough plumbing. We didn't put in fixtures and all that stuff. We just did all the rough for city ties, gas, copper back then. Now, are these guys really even plumbers anymore? They're just slapping plastic tubes together. So, yeah, new construction plumbing. I come from that from long ago. I did it. 1990? 1990, I was doing new construction plumbing. New construction. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. And then I was like, oh, I love cars. I love fixing cars. And I did. And I still do. But there's things about it that I don't like anymore. Just like you, Mr. Plumber. And I appreciate the exchange, dude. You're making money and shit. Ain't that something? And good luck on your adventures. Building a hospital is fantastic. When you're building hospitals, you're dealing with people with big money. Completely different level of what we're dealing with. Fixing people's cars. So, but I appreciate. There's so many people out here that we go back and forth with. I had a guy today call me and ask me about some technical information. Jay Wheel, sorry, dude. My mind was in a million directions when you called. I'm going to give you my apologies now. I heard you. I seen you. I haven't come across crazy issues like that, but my super guru electrician guy that we use for a lot of different stuff, like, he is the sensei and I'm the grasshopper. I mean, I do a lot of electrical things. I fix a lot of electrical things. But my mind, sometimes I just can't wrap around electrical issues because I'm managing 3 or 4 other people and 4 other vehicles at the same time, and my mind's in a million directions. So J Wheels, appreciate, the back and forth and the support. And many of you YouTubers out there, you can go back and forth with me. You can keyboard warrior. You could say whatever you want. You could say good things about Meineke. You could say bad things about Meineke. You could say whatever you want. Freedom of speech, I encourage it. I mean, I'm one for to say, you're not going to stop me from talking. So you can say what you want. We're going to agree. We're going to disagree. We're going to hug. We're going to kiss. We're going to fight, but, this is all for everyone here to reach out if you need something and, talk, right? It's good to talk. I see a lot of people out here have a lot to say. Keep smashing the like button. Keep subscribing. Keep sharing. And we'll just keep this thing moving. Trust me, I'm listening to you guys. I listen. Thanks for watching.